So I know I'm not alone in having the challenge of keeping your toddler at the table to finish his entire plate of food. I actually have a pretty good eater, but he will oftentimes only eat until he feels quenched or that hunger is satiated, and he looks over and he sees his trains and he's like, should I eat the rest of my veggies or should I take Thomas the Tank Engine for a whirl around the tracks? He is not as always interested in completely finishing the meal if there's a distraction. So what we do is try to provide our own distraction, and a lot of times it's telling stories. Knox loves stories. When he was about 18 months, we did this with singing songs because he loved singing songs. We'd say, the wheels on the bus go, take a bite, round and round. So we did that with songs, but then he's like catching on. He actually preferred singing the songs himself and started saying things like, Mom, don't sing. I was like, thanks. So I was like, what can I do well? And that is tell stories. So he, finished his veggies and started to eat his hot dog and maybe see his brother playing with blocks, on the floor rolling around, and he would rather do that. Mom, I'm gonna play with baby Rhett. And I say, oh, I was gonna tell the story about the pharmacy. And I'm like, oh, what happened at the pharmacy? Take a bite. And so he'll take a bite. And he already knows this story by heart. But he loves hearing it, he loves retelling it. I'm eliminating that distraction by giving him something fun to engage in. So he finishes all of his food. Oftentimes when I sit there longer and tell more stories, and it's just a really fun way that we, eat together. And that's another thing, eating together. I don't make his food and leave it on the table and then go take care of Rhett. If Rhett's fussing, I bring Rhett with me to the table, because if I come down and play with Rhett, or if I start watching TV, or if I'm doing dishes even, Knox is hearing people have fun around him and he feels like he's missing out. Who wants to sit at the table by themselves and eat? But if we sit at the table with him and eat together, he feels engaged and doesn't feel alone, and he's more willing to finish his food. That's been my experience, and eating as a family has really, really, really helped us, and we have a really good eater because of it. And a pretty great storyteller too. So any tips about feeding your toddler, getting him or her to eat it all, or any great stories you want to tell me? Because Knox is always looking for a new story to work into the mix. Leave a comment in the comments below. Make sure to check me out on Twitter and Facebook at The Baby Book. And thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss one of these stories.